Okay, guys, we are live. Okay, all right, guys, we are live, analyzing the market as always, and we're going to be having some quick run over on the market. Okay, okay. So, guys, we are going to be analyzing this market here. Welcome to everyone joining. Wherever you may be streaming from or watching from. Um, Wherever you may be watching from. Kindly um wherever you may be streaming from or watching from, kindly hit the like button and share the live. Kindly hit the like button and share the live, as we will be discussing um we will be discussing we will be discussing some key um okay, so we'll be discussing some key issues concerning the charts, and we will be analyzing the market. We'll be analyzing the market. All right, so um it's a wonderful time, and let's get started. Okay, guys, let's get started. It's a wonderful time. Let's get started. So please share the live, and speak to somebody about the live. Let them join the live. Um we are basically analyzing the charts here. We're basically analyzing the charts here. Okay, so we will commence the analysis very soon. We are commencing the analysis very soon. Okay, so please share the live. Share the live. In few seconds, we'll commence, and in few seconds we will commence. Kindly share the live. Okay, so we are basically going to be looking at boom 1000. Today we had a lot of trades in our channel. For those of us that are not connected or within the channel, kindly click on the link in my bio to join our free Telegram channel, where we drop analysis on trade. We drop signals and trade setups and all of that. So basically, this is what we have here currently. All right, this is what we have here currently. Please share the live. Now, the entire view of this chart started from the 1 day D1. Now, we need to understand the order flow of price. We need to understand the order flow of price. For those of us joining a live, this is a trade opportunity that is presenting itself here. And for those who are joining a live, you can be smart enough to maximize this opportunity. This is boom 1000, and we are in for a sell on boom 1000. So for those who are smart enough, you can utilize this opportunity. So we have been seeing price being very bearish. Let's look at a 1 week, 1 day, 1 week. Okay, let's look at a 1 week. So the first thing you want to look at when you're analyzing your market is what is the structural flow of price. As you can see, price has been what? Bearish. Bearish means price has been selling. The market has been dropping simultaneously and very hugely. The market has been dropping side by side, when I say simultaneously or hugely, with a lot of volatility. You can see over the past weeks, price has been dropping. Now, this is a weekly time frame candle. Each of the candle you are seeing here, each of the candle you see here represents a 1 week time frame. Each of the candles you see on this chart represent a weekly move. So over the past months, price has been selling massively, and this has been a very huge cause of entry. Now, whenever you are trading, you always want to be on the side of the trend. Never ever trade against the trend. Now, following the trend, what has been our regular trend ever since here? Now, remember, price was bullish before it became bearish. So let's look at this level. Now, price came from here. We saw a buy, higher high, higher low. We call it a higher high again, and we receive another higher low. Now we came up here to get a higher and a higher low. Now look at this. Price has been creating a higher high and a higher low. Every time price creates a higher high and higher low, it tells you that what? The bullish move is still very significant and price is still buying. Until there is a market structure shift, before you can realize or look for sales in the market. So all along this line, if you have been trading, you should be looking for what? Buys in the market. Now price came here and created a what? A higher high. We expected price to create a higher low and then create another higher high, right, to continue the buying trend. This was how the buying trend supposed to continue. But guess what? Price had a plan of its own. Now, remember, in my previous video, I said whenever price breaks the low, the most recent and relevant low of an uptrend, it has violated the existence of that uptrend. So now, this was the most recent low created by price. This was the most recent low created by price. Let's take it to the week, even though I prefer taking it to the body of the candle, because when you use line chart, you will observe that at the body of that candle, let's go to the line chart. If you use line chart, you observe that line chart gives you the sharp points of reversal. For those who do not know what line chart is, there are various types of charts. We have your candlesticks, we have your line chart, we have your bar chart, and all of that. So we are using the candlestick and the line charts to analyze this chart, analyze this market. Okay, this is boom 1000 index. It is traded on boom derivative broker. For those of you that do not have derivative broker, please click the link in my bio and try as much as possible to join the free Telegram channel. With that link in my bio, you can join the free Telegram channel, and in the Telegram channel you will see the link to create your derivative account. So to create a derivative account is free and it's easy. And if you have any difficulties in doing that, please, you can reach out to me on Telegram and I'll be more than available to answer. So now, for those of us streaming on YouTube, the link of my Telegram channel is in my bio. So you can click on the link in my bio to join the Telegram channel. Now, what we can see happening here is there was a big market structure shift right here. So what do? We mark that out. Is a market structure shift. Remember, this is a weekly time frame. So whatever move you are catching on a weekly time frame, know that it's going to be a massive move. What happens next year? We saw price created a low, disregarding this previous low. Now creating a what? A lower low. Now we have a low and we have a lower low, a low that is lower than the previous low. Now, when price created a lower low, the next thing I want to do, always in my analysis build up, the next thing I do is that I try as much as possible to use my Fibonacci retracement tool. What does my Fibonacci retracement help me to do? Fibonacci retracement helps me to identify the level of retracement price will have at the 61.8 and 50.0 zone. Now, to learn what these zones means, you will need to slide into our Telegram channel where we have some other educative material. So I mark out this. Remember, we had not seen price doing all of this drop. So I just mark out this fib zone. Now, when marking out the fib zone does not automatically tell you that this is where price is going to reverse, but you have to react to what price is doing. Now, at this fib zone, we notice that when you come down on a lower time frame, what we want to see price doing is we want to see price clearing out liquidity and then going for a sell around this very zone. So we need to see price clearing out liquidity and then going for a sell. And where is liquidity around here? So if I want to streamline this entry, or I want to make it precise, this fee, I bring it up here to the most recent resistance during this flow of sale, and this is where that most recent as you can see right here, the most recent resistance to the flow of that sale. And where is the liquidity? If you are familiar with what I'm talking about, you know that liquidity lies right here on the chart. Liquidity lies right here. So this happens to be a very clean and nice setup, and liquidity lies right here. This is how I catch some very good sniper entries like the one I gave in my channel today for the VIP. This is where we got liquidity. Now our entry would have been right here, and this would have been a swing trade. You can see right after price clear at liquidity, the entry would have been right here. Now remember, this is a weekly time frame, and when you are entering a weekly time frame, know that it is a swing. Although we cannot base our entry precise our entry just on this, but this is not our focus. Really, this is not our focus. We would have ran this trade all the way down to this level if we were taking this trade, and we would have been able to catch 3,000 pips plus. Now going back to what we are concerned with and what price is doing now, we have identified that price has been in a bearish trend, and the only time we will classify this market to be a buy if price is if price breaks this level. Okay, so I'm talking too fast and I'm making mistakes. Okay, so you see, if price breaks this level, then we'll have a market structure shift right around here. All right, if price breaks above this line, then we'll know that we are in for buys. But prior to that, we are still in for serious sales, which is why if you are on this live, you should know that you should be selling boom 1000 by now. These are benefits of joining a live. So please kindly share the live while you are watching. Share the live, invite somebody, drop a comment, tell us what you want us to look at on the chart, and we will analyze that market. Okay, and next we drop down to the daily time frame. On a daily time frame, we want to see the movement of price. Now we know price is bearish. Okay, now we know price is bearish, and until price breaks this level, it is still selling. All right, and price came all the way here, to respect this very level, and then broke it and went above it. Still bearish and still in the very same limelight. Now, what do we do, or how do we go from here in terms of breaking down our analysis? Now, we saw that price created a lower low here and created a lower high, and a higher high, a higher low, higher high, higher low. Now, price has been moving in an uptrend all through this area, and we can connect a trend line right here. Okay, we can connect a trend line right here. This is how I build up my analysis for my setups. Okay, now I see price moving up through this trend. It has been an uptrend all through this area. Okay, if you have any questions, you can drop your questions, and I'm seeing everything. I'm seeing all of them. I'm seeing your questions. I'm seeing your feedbacks and all of that. All right. Yeah. So please share the live. Share the live. Let somebody that knows about Forex come on and we talk Forex. Okay. So now we have a trend line here. But before I notice my trend line, I have to notice one thing. Now we have our overall market structural bias. We know price is going for a sell. This is the most important thing you need to identify in the analysis build up. The first thing you need to identify, where is price going to? Where is the market heading to? You need to identify that. Once you identify where the market is heading to, then you already know that you have solved a large chunk of the problem. Now, we know price is heading for a sell. Now, this is a trend in trend. I call it what? Trend in trend. You can write that down. I call it trend in trend movement. It's a trend in trend movement where you have a trend in another trend. Now we have an uptrend in a overall downtrend. On a daily time frame, we have this uptrend, and on that daily time frame, I notice I have my order block right here. Okay, I have my order block covering this area. This is kind of like a support, and then I have price creating higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. And in at the end of the day, the price connected these two pivot points. Now, this is a trend line and added to this trend. When you add a trend line to the trend, where do you impute your trend line? To the pivot points. And where are the pivot points on this chart? The pivot points are points where price had a very huge reversal. You can see around here, and another one would be around, sorry, another one would be around here. Another one will be around here. There's a pivot point there, and you can see these 2 points were reversal points where price made a sharp turn to the upward side and price was buying. Now we extended the trend. What happened? Price broke through the trend. Now there is a breakout. Okay, there is a breakout. Once there is a breakout, the next thing I want you to observe or look out for is a retest to that breakout. Okay, two things can lead to that retest. The Quasimodo strategy can lead to that, can be an entry confirmation. Quasimodo strategy can be an entry confirmation. If you want me to speak more about all of these, you need to join my Telegram channel where I drop educative contents every single day. All right, join my Telegram channel, my free Telegram channel, where I drop educative contents every day. So now on this time frame, before we move down to the lower time frame to streamline our chart, we notice that price broke through this trend line. And why price broke through the trend line, two things we need to look at. There was a fair value gap that was left behind around this area of importance or this area of concern. There was a fair value gap left behind by price. Now, someone will ask, why did we not pick this fair value gap? Personally, this fair value gap up here is very much valid, okay? But the reason why I didn't take it is based on my trend line principle. My area of concentration right now is around this breakout and retest area. Now, if I'm taking this other fair value gap, it simply means that I am striking out the possibility of price going directly for the sell right from this breakout and retest. And once you are trading synthetic indices, know that price hugely align with trend lines, chart patterns, and technical. So once you are trading on synthetics, you need to put that at the back of your mind, which is why I took this trade here with a very tight stop loss. Okay, which is why I took this trade with a very tight stop loss. All right, now we are taking this fair value gap, this very fair value gap. Okay, and going down to the lower time frame will give us more reason why we are taking that fair value gap. All right, so for that, you can see right here now it is getting more streamlined. All right, value gap, it was the point where price um broke out from the trend line, and then it's coming back to retest. The fair value gap now falls in line with the Quasimodo. Okay, now the fair value gap is falling in line with this Quasimodo line right here. This Quasimodo line right here, the fair value gap fell in line with it, which is why I chose to accept this. Now, three reasons: one, this is my area of concentration; two, my fair value gap of most recent happening; three, the Quasimodo also aligns with this. Now, and yeah, I think that is it. So let's try this and see where our Fibonacci is telling us to look out for. Okay, so our Fibonacci is not also far from that. Okay, our Fibonacci asks us to look around this very zone here, this very zone, and the nearest fair value gap to that zone is right here. So which is why we use this one for the entry. So precisely our entry should have been here. Our entry should have been here, but I didn't get this market on time. I didn't get the market on time. So I wanted to confirm the sales. So price created a high, came down, created an equal high, and created a low. Now created a high again, created another low. Now went back to touch this Quasimodo area. Now it is about to drop, which is why we are selling, boom 1000. Okay, and we are in some good profits already, which is why we are selling boom 1000 and we are in some good profits already. So this is how we do structural and technical, clean structural and technical analysis. For those of us joining for the first time, I'm King FX Synthetics, Edmond Special Waters by name. You can join my Telegram channel. I am the best Liberian Forex trader available and the most exposed and experienced Liberian Forex trader in the market. So yes, I bring a whole wealth of knowledge to the industry, and I have been doing this for years now. I've been doing this for years now, and yeah, so this is it. So basically, this is where we are at the moment. So we are selling boom 1000. And where's our stop loss? Our stop loss is 14539.50. That is our stop loss. 14539.50. That is our stop loss. Our stop loss is 14539.50. Yes, WealthBot is asking, do we enter the sell now? Yes, you can enter the sell. The sell is very much active. The sell is very much active. Make sure you are following. Make sure you are following. Drop a like the live and follow. Okay, if you are not following, please make sure you are following and drop a like. Share the live to somebody that you know would love to be here. This is I'm giving you a technical way how to analyze your market, and this is why I'm always precise with my entries. This is one of the reasons I give sniper entries. All right, now we have this trade already, so we are going to take a screenshot of this and save this here. Right now, let's check our watch list. Let's check our watch list and see what else we have. Okay, all right, so let's look at another trade that we took today. This was a trade on boom 900. A lot of persons message me and ask me, Kings, how were you so sure, or how did you know that price is going to retest back to that zone? And why were you so sure of your entry at this point? It's very simple, and I'll be breaking that down in the next few minutes. Before I do so, please drop a like, share, and drop a comment in the comment section so that YouTube and Facebook knows that the content I'm dropping is essential and is educative. Please share, like, and follow. Okay, so I gave this signal today to my Telegram channel, and it was a wonderful signal. It was a wonderful one. We had a lot of persons making profit. I may not be able to share the screen now to that channel, but I had a lot of profits from my team members. Everybody was making profit. So this was about 61 pips in profit. Okay, so what was the bias of this market? Why did we get into this trade in the first place? Like I always say, the first thing you need to do is do what? Go to your higher time frame. Always start your analysis from the higher time frame. You need to understand where you are heading. Okay, your higher time frame is where everything, all of the magic is done. Now when I look at the higher time frame, if you see on this higher time frame, I have set up a zone where I'm waiting for sales. I'm waiting for price to reach a certain zone where I'm going to sell. Okay, I'm waiting for price to reach a certain zone around here where I'm going to sell. This is my setup, and I'm waiting for that sell. But why my setup is in a build up, there are several things that have been happening on my charts that I need to know on a lower time frame. So I scroll down to the lower time frame on a daily time frame. Now on a daily time frame, I am aware that here is a pivot point of reversal. Here, right here, you are saying is a pivot point of reversal. A lot of people that trade boom and crash do not understand the essence of using line charts. Okay, whenever you are trading boom and crash or synthetic index, you always want to apply your line chart to know the exact reversal point of price. So that was the first thing I did, to know price will be reversing as at this area. Now I came down a little more. Now down a little more showed me something. Price was bearish. When I mean bearish, I mean price was selling. If you don't know what bearish is, you need to what? Join our Telegram channel and try as much as possible to participate in our free mentorship. I offer free mentorship, I offer free signal providers, and I offer free guidance as well, trade guidance and all of that. So now the first thing we need to look at is price change structure right around this area. There was a market structure shift right here. Go to your line chart, get the exact position, and stretch out your market structure shift. You can see that is very easy. Okay, it is easy as ABC to analyze this market. Now we saw price dropping all the way down. From here we could see price coming all the way down, we could see price dropping down, and right about that time price turned from the drop and decided to go bullish. Okay, now started creating a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and it created a higher high here. Remember, after this higher low that price created here, there is a whole lot of liquidity that price left around this area. There is a whole lot of liquidity price left around this area. And if you are smart enough, you will know that price always comes back to clear liquidity. Price never leaves food on the table. Price will always come back to clear liquidity. Okay? Price will always come back to clear liquidity. So I look at this and I'm like, okay, these are reasons why price may reverse a little. Price may not outrightly come to this zone, but it will reverse a little. So I went down to a lower time frame to have a broader scope. And then there is something that caught my attention on a 2 hours time frame, which is what we call CRT, candle range theory. We have what we call the what? The candle range theory. If you have heard about CRT, please indicate in the chat. Who knows what CRT is? Candle range theory. Who knows what the candle range theory is? Who has heard about the CRT before? Candle range theory. If you have heard about the CRT, indicate in the chat. CRT, candle range theory. The CRT, indicate CRT in the chat. If you have heard about the CRT before, indicate. Let's know if you know what we are talking about. Candle range theory. Okay, so the candle CRT simply means candle range theory is a situation whereby you have a bearish candle. Okay, let's take this to be a bearish candle. All right, a bearish candle like this. You have a bearish candle, okay, and that candle has, let's say, a wick. The candle has a wick, and all right, okay, let's leave our drawing that way. Okay, now this candle has a wick, then another candle is formed. Another candle is formed just like this. Okay, sorry about that. I don't know why this thing is not working. Okay, so another candle is formed about here, something like this. All right, now but this wick takes out the wick of the previous candle. Okay, this wick takes out the wick of the previous candle. This is what we have the CRT model. Now when this happens, everything in the movement of price is ranging. Price always range. Okay, so when price cut out, or swept out this liquidity from above here, I call it the liquidity sweep. Okay, it's liquidity sweep or turtle sweep. I call it the turtle sweep as well. So I represent it with TS. Now, this is when a candle occurs like this. It can happen either bullish or bearish. But once you see a sign like this, it is an indication that you are about to sell in this scenario. Okay, now price came and took out the high of this candle. The wick went all the way above and price closed within the body of this candle. All right, the next thing we will see price doing is coming, to take back to take out the low of this candle. Okay, to see price taking out the low of that very candle. Because why? Okay, because why? The internal once price takes out uh the high, it would definitely reverse back to the low. It is a standard practice and strategy and protocol. Once price takes out the high, 90% of the time price will come back to take out the low because it left liquidity here. So we are on a 2 hours time frame currently on boom 900. We are on a 2 hours time frame currently on boom 900. Okay, for the candle formation, you basically want to see the CRT formation on a higher time frame. I recommend minimum time frame you should look for CRT should be your 1 hour. The minimum time frame you should ever check for a CRT should be 1 hour. I rarely use 1 hour. I always speak from 2 hours to weekly. Okay, I always speak 2 hours, 4 hours daily and weekly. So I don't use lower time frame for CRT. So now you can see, let me clear the entry of this area. Okay, let me clear this entry and then we will look at the charts clearly. Now, so whenever price takes out the high of this, it will come back for the low of this candle, which is what we are talking about. All right. Okay. Let's look at this. All right. So I want us to look at this clearly. So I'm removing all of the entries and stuffs. So now you can see right here, although this was not a very perfect CRT, but because of the impulsive move in price, a new price will have to retrace back a little more, especially with the fair value gap it left all the way around here. Okay, there's a large fair value gap here, and there is even a larger fair value gap here. Here, this is my concern with this fair value gap. This is my primary concern. Why? Because always look out for liquidity. That is one thing you always want to do. You always want to look out for liquidity, because this fair value gap, there is something dragging price to this fair value gap, which is this liquidity right here, which is the liquidity right here. Yes, yes. When it is bullish engulfing or evening star or morning star, yeah, it depends on how you see the CRT. For instance, this is the CRT we are observing right here, this very one, and which is why I took that trade. All right, you can see this week swept out the week of this previous one here. You can see that it swept out this week, and right after that I knew that price is coming back for a sell. Now I will make another entry right now, and we will check out the trades tomorrow. For those of you that are in my VIP, for those of you in the VIP, we'll check out the trade tomorrow and you will see the effectiveness of the CRT. Now, price took out this level, right? The CRT candles, the CRT strategy states that price will definitely come back to clear out the bottom of this candle. So can you see how price did this? Now, this is on a higher time frame. This is on a higher time frame. If you break this down, since we are on a 2 hour, if you break this down to the 15 minutes time frame, you will see that it is a huge move, which is why when I saw price broke down here, all I needed to do was wait for price to retest back into our order block area. Okay, because I knew price had to. Now this was the total sweep. Okay, this was the total sweep. The most recent low, let me tell you why precisely that entry was sharp as that. Now look here, are you with me, guys? Are you with me? This is the most important part of the CRT that you need to understand. Now Price created a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. This was the most recent low that led to the sweep. This is the low, this exact low here. This low is the low that led to this turtle sweep. Okay, that led to this sweep in liquidity. Now, after this low, I saw price breaking all the way down. Okay, low. When price broke this low, what does this make this area? What does this make this area? Who can tell me what it makes this area? When price broke this low here, what does this place become? What does this place become? Who can tell me that? What does this place become when price broke that low? It's a market structure shift. Okay, it's a market structure shift. So since we had a market structure shift, I knew that we will have price coming back to our order block or our fair value gap. And because we are on um um a lower time frame and trading boom and crash, the nearest fair value gap is right at this junction. Okay, this is it. Can you see why I entered the trade? Can you see why I entered the trade, and can you see why the accuracy was so much? Now, I knew price is coming back to this level, which is why I set my sell for here, for this level right here, and set my stop loss right above this zone. Now, my take profit was here, but I can tell you that price is going to sell until it reaches this fair value gap. Price is going to sell until it reaches this fair value gap. I never wanted to delay the trade for today, but price is going to sell until it reaches this fair value gap. And this is what a lot of people do not understand or really know. So price is falling until it reaches this fair value gap right here. Why? Because there is liquidity that has been left behind. What is the liquidity? A lot of buyers, a lot of people bought in this market. A lot of people bought at this point. Okay, now a lot of them, their stop loss is here. You see this zone here, their stop loss. This is their stop loss. So they have been buying and they have been in profit. Price cannot just leave them like that in profit. That's why you must be very smart not to be the liquidity. Okay, you must be smart enough not to be the liquidity, because price will keep buying. Price keeps buying and people just feel price will continue buying without a reversal. Now, the next thing you see, price will come back down. This is what we'll see here. So once we see price breaking this zone, this support, there's a tight support right here that has been holding price. So once price breaks that support, once we see price breaking that support, we'll see a retest. You'll see a retest and price coming all the way down. Okay, so somebody said you didn't drop the setup. Yeah, I dropped this setup to the VIP. I dropped this setup for the VIP community today. I dropped this setup in the VIP community today. If you are a member of the VIP community, you would have taken this trade on boom 900. We set a sell limit order on boom 900, and then it was triggered and price moved all the way down into profit. So here is another entry opportunity we are seeing here again. Okay, so that was that on boom 900. And then lastly for tonight, let's look at lastly for tonight, we are looking at volatility 75 that paid us a whole lot today. Now I will tell you again why I took volatility 75. Now you will understand the essence of candle range theory. Okay, I spoke to you guys about CRT before now. As you can see, the market is still open. I spoke, yes, the resistance, yeah. Now, I spoke about CRT before now. As you can see right here, what do you guys see here? This is the CRT. You can see price dropping a week. Okay. Uh, you can see here the week is here. Let's make this brighter. Okay. You can see price dropping this week right here. You can see the week, this week, the week of the bearish candle, this black candle. You can see the bearish candle here. And then price created a bullish candle that the week swept away the week of this previous candle. This happened on a 2 hours time frame. And what did that tell me? That told me that price is about to buy. Is that the only reason why I'm buying? No, that is not the only reason. Not just because I see CRT, I'm going to jump into it. No, price has created a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It created another lower high and a lower low. Now look here. Like I said, price will always take out liquidity. This is a liquidity that price left behind when going up for this move. Now it must come back to clear out this liquidity. Price must come back to clear out this liquidity. Now you can see why price came back, and with this candle range sweep, this total sweep, price took out this previous liquidity. This was my assurance. I was certainly sure that price is going to buy. Price is definitely going to buy, and I know it's coming from this high because it must take out the candle range high. Now, not all of the time that price will sweep out candle range low and then also go and take out the candle range high. Sometimes price can stop at 50%. Okay, sometimes price stops at 50%. Sometimes price stops at 50%. Okay. Sometimes price stops at 50%, and 50% means around this area, the half of this candle, this bearish candle. Price can stop around that area. Sometimes price stops there. Okay. Sometimes price moves all the way up and then vice versa. So most times price does not always have to complete the entire run, but it does move above the 50% level. Okay, so now price swept out liquidity and we saw our clean candle range formation right here. We saw our clean candle range formation right here. And what did we do? Now this is where a lot of traders miss out on the CRT model. When you have a CRT confirmation, the first thing you need to do is go down to a lower time frame. Now, you need to recognize, take notes of this. Nobody is going to teach you this because a lot of people do not want you to understand the concept and how to milk this market. I'm teaching you what a lot of mentors would charge you $500, $600 for. I'm teaching you for free. I'm teaching you for free. So do well to share this live. Please do well to share the live. Do well to share the live, okay? Do well to share the live. Do well to share the live. Share the live, guys. If you are not following, please follow, like this video, and comment. Drop a comment as well. Encourage us to do more better. Okay? Encourage us to do better. All right? Okay. So now we are back to it. I said the most important thing you need to understand after spotting out the CRT is coming down to a what? A lower time frame. When you come down to the lower time frame, the first thing you should be looking out for is the high, the most recent high that led to that total sweep. Now remember, this is the total sweep. You can see total sweep. This is the total sweep line that we drew on 2 hours. Let's go back on the 2 hour time frame and we will see that this is the, you can see this is a total sweep line. All right, this is the total sweep line right here. This is the line right here. Okay, you can see the line right here. Now we have to come down to what, our 5 minutes, and look for the most recent high that led to this low. Look for the most recent high that led to this total sweep. Now, why are you doing that? You are doing that so that you will know when price has changed its structure or its movement. Now, this was the most recent high. When you use your line chart, you will see that this is where price returned from. Now, when price broke through this level and created a new high. When it created this new high, breaking this previous high here, there is a what? A market structure shift that occurred right here. Okay? Now, after that market structure shift, we are looking at price coming back to what? To fall into our fair value gap, the most recent fair value gap that price left behind. Okay? Now, there's something you need to understand, which is one of my secret strategy as well, is the Quasimodo. I'll be teaching more of the Quasimodo entry in my next live video, so you don't want to miss that. But based on my Quasimodo confirmation and my my fair value gap that was left behind here, I applied this zone for my fair value gap. And right at this zone, you can see right at the zone, we saw price coming and tapping into our entry right here. Okay, and then where was our take profit? Our take profit is at the candle range high. You can see at the candle range high, which is around here. Okay, that's the candle range high. All right, but right now we I did not entirely set the TP there because I wanted to take profit before that time. Like I told you, price may not always reach your final take profit, so you need to be smart to take your profit based on price levels, not just based on your imagination. Okay, why did I put my take profit there? Because I know here is a reversal point as well, a very tight reversal point here. So price may reach there and start falling back. Okay, and I've seen price done that twice. You can see right here, it came all the way back down, came back up here again, all the way back down. Meaning at this junction, something is obstructing price from moving above. So you should look at taking your profits now. So this was another reason why we took this volatility 75 index buy. All right, and this gave us a lot of profit, about 1727 pips in profits. Okay, now we have looked at all of those and we are coming to the end of this class. Do you have any questions you would love to ask me? Quickly in the chat. Tomorrow we'll be looking at trading gold, so you don't want to miss out on our Telegram channel. You don't want to miss out. You would love to be in our VIP. Tomorrow we'll be trading gold. Tomorrow we will be trading gold because gold has given us a very, very nice setup. So we will be trading gold tomorrow. Make sure you are in our VIP, our free VIP. How do you get in our free VIP? Tap on my Telegram channel, if you are watching through YouTube, click on the link in my bio. If you are watching through Facebook, click on the link in my bio. The link to my Telegram channel is right there. Join the channel. My VIP is absolutely free. Just send me a message on Telegram after joining my channel and I will get you connected. So yeah, if you have any questions, you can drop your questions while we come to a close of this wonderful time. So it was a wonderful, wonderful session. We analyze and look at wonderful markets. We looked at wonderful markets, and like I said, as you can see, we are already in profit on this other trade that we analyze here together. So this was a trade we took here together, and this was a trade is a trade I will update the community on tomorrow. So I want to see everyone um results later on for those who took this trade. Remember, boom 1000 is a very, very volatile market. If you have already made enough of profits today, I won't advise you to still take this trade, because boom 1000 is a very volatile market, especially if your account is below $500. Do not bother yourself in taking this trade. Okay, if your account is below 500, do not bother yourself in taking this trade. If your account is above 500, you can as well take the trade and hold, because boom 500, it's a very volatile market. All right, and yeah, we have to deal with it just like that. So this is it. All right, and this is where we are on. We are going to see price dropping back down. So if you have any questions, you can drop your questions. In the absence of no questions, uh we're gonna call it a night. Okay, in the absence of any questions, we're gonna call it a night, and I'll update the channel tomorrow. Like I said, guys, please follow, like, drop a comment, and share this video to somebody you know would need it. This is a simple top-down analysis on synthetic index. I remain your faithful trader, Edmond Waters, also known as King FX Synthetics, the number one Liberian trader and the best synthetic forex trader in the industry. So do well to share, do well to follow, and do well to like. See you some other time, same place, and keep following. Okay, guys. Thank you too. Thank you. Thank you. I believe I have been able to impact some persons tonight. I believe I've been able to impact some persons tonight. Yeah, I believe I've been able to impact some persons tonight, right? If today's session was impactful, please drop a love in the chat. If today's session was impactful for you, you learned something new today, please drop a love in the chat. For those who are holding boom 1000 and maybe enter the market late, because some persons joined us very late on the class and saw this trade and must have entered late. If you are still holding this trade late and you are in loss, just hold on. Market is going to switch back into profit soon, and once you get into break even, you can close, because this market boom 1000 is not for small accounts. Okay, anything you are doing, boom 1000 is not for small accounts. Okay, it's the first time of hearing about CRT. There are a lot of trading models we have that makes the market very easy, and I'll be teaching them regularly as we journey through our time. So basically, just stay glued, stay committed, keep working, and we are going to learn a whole lot about trading, forex, and all. So thank you, guys. Have a wonderful night, and God bless.